Hey Pisces, I'm Empress Rose and welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works and we leave what doesn't. That's with everything in life. And if I don't catch your wavelength, check your other major placements or see if I catch that storyline. So we're going to start with this Oracle of Mystical Moments for an intuitive vibe of where we're going. We've got 2 cards right off the bat. Okay. 3 cards here. Okay, we have first, all is connected. This is my Anansi card with the spider, the storyteller card. But what we're talking about is sort of the weave of life. What is it called? The warp and weave of life. Anyway, you pull on one string and the whole thing moves. Like it's like when you have a sweater and it snags on something and suddenly you've got this whole stripe straight through your sweater. It changes the dynamic of the whole. Something you're doing this week is having a profound effect that you don't even realize, you don't even understand. It could have to do with the way you communicate, the way you talk about something. It could be your self-talk. I think our self-talk is the largest way where we can do one small thing and pull on our whole reality and change the whole thing. So, and changing your I can't do this to, you know, the next closest thing, like maybe I could do this, to the next closest thing, which is like, I think I can do this, to the next closest thing, which is like, I can probably do this, to I can do this. And that might take you a little while because you have to believe it every step of the way. So I can't do this. Well, you don't know that. That's just a fact. So that puts you starting on your self-talk right away. So that's one of the most important things, is how we talk about the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves, how we talk about something, how we talk about ourselves is has a profound effect on the rest of our lives, on every aspect of our life. So all is connected. So you're going to do one little tweak, probably has something to do with storytelling, with the players in the story, in your story, in your chapter, in this chapter of the book of your life. You're going to pull on one thing and it connects to everything else. And it's going to change things. There's a season of change coming up here for you. And it's not going to take much to get some sort of ball rolling. It's going to be the proverbial pebble. Well, this is all proverbial, but the pebble in the pond with all those ripples going out. Only it's bigger than that. It is the pebble in the pond, and it is those ripples. But it's like those ripples are tidal waves or something. Like it's not just like, and these ripples then go off to the shore and there's a little bit of a crashing on the shore noise. Like, no, it's way, way, way bigger than that. So, not way, way, way bigger than that, but it is bigger than just like, I don't know, that's kind of a lame metaphor, right? Like the pebble going into it drops and like what, like nobody's surfing on those waves. Nobody's like, yeah, you can see the effect for a long time, but it doesn't change reality. And this is about changing something. Maybe it rearranges one other pebble on the shore. I don't know. That's not really a good return on effort. But this has a great return on effort. Small little tweak. And then you've got my home is my castle. So there's something back here that has been building on your mind, sort of this whole imaginary kind of universe here, back here, that you've built up. Lots of safety, lots of security, maybe some really beautiful ideas, this whole kind of, like I can almost hear the people in the streets talking to each other, the merchants. There's this whole like village, very active imagination going on, this whole village back here in your mind, and you are ready to share it. Whether it's received or not, we don't know yet, but you're ready to share something, some sort of truth that you have, something about something you've realized, something you've built up, some sort of part of your imagination. You're ready to communicate that and give that to the world. You're very much looking to the future and looking to bring this gift to it, this beautiful idea out into the real world here. And then we have liberty. So this is this bird here is actually free from this cage. The door finally opens for this bird, and it's free to leave, but it can't quite see it yet because it's been in this cage for so long. So there's, again, we are seeing, again, indications of a long-held dream right here, and indications that you're free to go. This is this movement forward here with this dream, with this idea. The cage is open. You can move forward, and here you are with this in your hand right here. So both of these have you just very close, very near to some sort of moving forward into the future. One has you crossing a threshold or on the edge of a threshold, where the threshold exists now and the door is open, and you may have been held back for a while, but you're going to be moving forward, or you're free to move forward if you so choose. There is a choice that you're making, and this is you you wanting to choose, you bringing that forward into the world, showing the world what it is that you have here, some sort of dream, some sort of communication, some sort of idea that you have, and you've had for a long time. It's been building for a long time, and you get a little bit of taste of that, bringing what that's going to be like to bring that out there. Okay, Pisces, this is your past. This is your present. This is your inner landscape. This is what's at issue. This is your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. This is really funny because Aquarius just got the exact same environment card, and I understand it no more than I did on that one. So in your recent past, you have Nine of Swords. This is a very internal card. This is about our nightmares, our fears, our depressions. We're physically safe, but our mind is playing tricks on us. We can't, not being able to sleep at night, feeling very restless, very upset about something, replaying old events in our minds, replaying terrors and our worst fears over and over again. Just those worst fears coming to torment us and to gawk at us and to play games with us and make fun of us. And it's all in our mind, physically very safe, physically fine, but all in our mind we have these fears coming to torment us. So what a pleasant past that has been. That's really fun, the nightmare card. And then in your present situation, we have the Hierophant card. So we have religion. Faith and religious belief, possibly having to deal with a church, an institution, something like that. Dealing with that in your present situation, you could be dealing with faith, having faith, because that's quite a turnaround from this, from fears to faith here. But you could also be dealing with an institution of some sort, possibly a religious institution, possibly religious leadership. That's for the present situation is full of this religious order, religious leadership, and faith, deep faith, meditation, and a deep connection to, I want to say faith. I mean, there's other cards that really convey that a little better in this deck, but this is coming out faith, maybe faith in institutions, because this has kind of this institution vibe too here. I'm thinking about an institution of some sort. You know, a solid, long-lived part of our society, you know? Like this prison right here, is this just a prison of your mind? Is this your nightmare here that you've been trapped in, and now you're getting to leave a nightmare? In your inner landscape, you have High Priestess, so this is another card of deep faith. The High Priestess has her book closed. She's not marking any pages. You're not, maybe you might not be talking about something, but you might also be very frustrated about not being able to intuit something, not being able to intuit where something goes, what's going to happen with something. Your intuition is sort of like sitting here going, yeah, you're going to have to figure this out on your own. Or you could be just really wanting more of an intuitive vibe here, an intuitive understanding of where you're going, and you want to see more than you can see. And this High Priestess is sort of to me, she kind of represents the tarot itself and sort of the idea of the tarot. And she often is just like, you're not meant to know. I don't want you to know. This is her, I know you're consulting the tarot, but I've closed the book card. So maybe you're worried that you're not going to be able to see where this is going. You're thinking about how you can't see, your frustration about not being able to see into the future. About not being able to see how this is going to go or how this is going to turn out, but needing to have a lot of faith. This is requiring a lot of faith, even though you can't see anything. Her eyes are open. His are closed. He can't see. He's requiring a lot of faith. And you're just getting an intuitive thing here, but no clarity. She's clear. She's clear that she's almost staring you down like, yeah, you're back up. You can be intuitive here, but you can't actually see it. There's something very hidden here. In fact, I'm just experiencing that as I try to read this card, which is typically a little more transparent to me. But right now I'm like, what does that even mean? I don't know. So that's kind of where you're at internally here. In your environment, you have this Nine of Wands. This is the wounded warrior, but it's in the reverse, which is maybe even considering quitting, considering giving up. Because here he goes back after he's been wounded to continue fighting for what he believes in, fighting for what he wants, this dream he has. He goes back in there to do that. But we're not doing that. Maybe you're just not sure you want to go back in to keep fighting this fight. Maybe this doesn't make much sense to you right now. It could just be, just really, really wounded warrior, just really needing a break. Instead of continuing to fight for something, for what you believe in and for what you hope for, just because the Nine of Wands would you be jumping back in, but the problem is you're not jumping back in. You're kind of or you might be feeling too wounded to jump back in. You're not continuing the fight, or you're considering stopping the fight, and that's a little bit of a problem here because we're right on the threshold of something. So, and then in your environment, we have this Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups is your intuition coming in loud and clear here, where it's not seeming very clear here on your internal landscape and your hopes and fears. But here it's coming in, something in your environment is really calling you forward, saying there's more satisfaction, there's more emotional satisfaction available. The fact might be that Eight of Cups is a lot of cups. Frankly, it's an armload of cups and it's plenty, but there's something in your environment that either might be calling you forward to find those extra 2 cups, even though the journey is difficult and has a lot of mountains to climb and a lot of problems with it. You're still being called forward. So this could be you being called forward, or this could be someone you know, someone you love is experiencing this call forward to deeper satisfaction and deeper fulfillment in life. And that is going to be affecting you somehow. But this movement forward to find something more satisfying, something better. The energy you're being called into here is the Devil energy. So that's a really funny energy to be called into there, Pisces. But this is about what possesses you, unknown. This could be in the energy you're being called. This could become a little obsessive with something, like become a little. The Devil energy is usually coming in here to separate us from our intuition and from our path, but I feel like the Devil and the High Priestess are kind of counterpart energy right here. Here is the not seeing, and here is not seeing but being controlled by something, or being moved by something that you don't know what. So this is really the Devil energy. It sounds really awful to our conditioned ears here, that the Devil energy, it would be something that comes in, some sort of addiction or obsession that comes in and separates you from your path. But it could in fact be coming in that your path needs a little bit more obsession here, a little bit more focus, and to go with those things that you don't understand, go with those things that pull at you, that you may not be able to see very clearly or understand very clearly. But the energy you need to come into is sort of this devil energy, this connection to what pulls at you, to an obsession. To deal with an obsession. To become obsessed with something. It could be, you know, this dream here. This is a lot of obsession here in order to have something to give. So it could be becoming obsessed or temporarily addicted to something because right now you want to quit. So the solution to that could actually be becoming obsessed, a renewed obsession with something, a renewed commitment to something, I wouldn't say addiction to like a substance, but if you have a dream like this, you know, this took a lot of work. So maybe becoming re-obsessed with that dream. And it's something about pulling at this reality. So a little bit of obsession can possibly go a long way, or a little bit of myopic focus on something where normally that would come in and separate us. Okay, I'm feeling it now. Normally that would come in and separate us from our true path. A little bit can go a long way. A little bit of obsession, a little bit of, a little tiny bit can go a long way and change this dynamic and help you, you know, get up and fight again and get back in the ring. So, so a little, you might need to get in touch with some part of yourself that can be obsessive. To build this castle, to build this dream, to move forward with this dream might take a little more focus than what you're used to providing for something. In your possible outcome here, you have this Ace of Wands, this brand new beginning, full of life and excitement. And so these tired, weary Nine of Wands that just want to lay down and curl up and go back to their nightmares. It comes back to life, and there's a renewal of that dream and that idea, and there's some freedom there too. So it just comes back to life. I love it. All right, Pisces, thank you so much for your likes, comments, and subscribes. I very much appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful week.